Hello, Nomads, and welcome to episode 107 of the Nomads of Fantasy. My name is Brandon. I am your host for this episode, but I'm not going to outer space alone. I also brought with me two other guys. Eric?
Tell you one thing about the universe, though. The universe is a pretty big place. It's bigger than anything anyone has ever dreamed of before. So if it's just us, seems like an awful waste of space, right?
So deep.
Touching.
Beautiful.
Yes. And also Dave.
It turns out there's life on other planets. Boy, this is going to really change the Miss Universe contest. You know what I mean?
Oh, God. Was that the Jay Leno
That
quote?
was the Jay Leno joke.
Jay Leno sucks.
I love how they dropped all the real life people in this, though.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
Yeah, a lot of weird cameos going on.
Yeah, so this is, these are quotes from the movie Contact by Robert Zemeckis from 1997, starring Jodie Foster. You got Matthew McConaughey, a few stars in this one, but I guess I didn't realize Zemeckis made a lot of movies. I don't think I ever really bothered looking beyond, I knew his name, but I know his work.
Right,
I was
of course.
Yeah.
I'm a dummy. For some reason I thought, no, I guess I knew that Spielberg didn't direct Back to the Future, but I kind of assumed he did, but I don't know.
I think
he did that. He did the Back to the Future
it was
movies.
the same with Forrest
Back
Gump.
to the Future.
Forrest Gump is one of my
Romancing the Stone.
favorite movies.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I
mean, this guy's
the
got
Polar
some heavy hitters.
Express, Beowulf.
I think
He got caught with the CG later on. He did that horrible movie Pinocchio.
Yeah.
But his early stuff was really good.
I think some of the movies between Spielberg and Zemeckis get conflated because they did a lot of work together. I know they did work on Forrest Gump together and stuff like that. So I can see how you might think it would be Spielberg. But yeah, Zemeckis, great body of work.
Yeah, incredible. And what's really cool is I'm kind of a fan of Carl Sagan.
Yeah.
And I just think the guy's really interesting. And the more I learn about him, the more I really, really wish that he was around a lot longer than when he passed away at age 62. But he's just this incredibly interesting guy who really pushed interest into outer space with his delivery and his love for it. Did not know he was from Harvard, switched to Cornell, got really into just learning about space, and wrote a book, and that's what Contact is based off of. This movie, off of this novel he did with his wife. That Contact is based off of. It might be called Contact. I don't know, but anyways, just super cool. And I guess when you see this movie, it's a giant love letter to. Obviously, it's based off his book, but they say thank you. His name's on it.
Mm-hmm. That was cool. Cool tribute.
So it's just yeah. But anyways, I know other people like this movie. I think we got a couple comments on it from Twitter, but we also asked another fun question, because how can you not ask this question? It's a big question, especially now with the news and what's been going on as of this recording in early summer of 2023. Aliens, UFOs.
It's in the news.
UAPs.
Yeah.
It's a fun time to be a alien person. I mean,
an alien person.
I don't know. A believer. I don't want to say a believer, but an ancient astronaut theorist. What do you want to call us?
I don't know. Yeah, believer is a good word. I mean, I know
he believes. Not a believer, though.
I mean,
it's a whole different.
We have some different stances on this podcast. I think Dave and I are the believers, and Brandon might be the skeptic over there.
I'm the skeptic. I have a hard time believing. I'm like Jodie Foster in real life.
You need the proof. You need the facts.
Cold hard evidence. Use faith. But yes, yeah.
And then,
but anyways, what's cool though is we had fun with this one, and we put it out there, and we have a couple stories that we can probably get into, and then we'll take a break and go and talk about the movie.
We'll start with Twitter, since those will be shorter. We got a couple comments on Twitter, mostly just asking about the movie. People gave their thoughts on the movie at Nomads of Fantasy. Driving D-Van, our good buddy, says Contact is a great movie. I haven't seen it in years, but I still think about the launch sequence and reference the okay to go line often.
That is good. It's a good old shit moment.
It is. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Tense moment there. And then only one more on Twitter from That's the Scuttlebutt says, love this movie. Foster was great, and her character's journey was a personal one that culminated at the end asking the big question, what is it that I believe? Great science fiction.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Science fact.
Science fact. Over on our Discord, if you want to join the nomadsoffantasy.com/Discord, if you want to chat with us there. But we asked for thoughts on the movie and also any close encounters that any of our fellow nomads have had in our Discord before. And we did get a few stories.
They're great.
Yeah, I'll give a big shout out to Tejas here because he posted a really big long story. But first, his thoughts on the movie. On Contact, love this movie. It's great acting, and Jodie Foster has always been on my list of favorite actresses. The movie leaves me hopeful for life outside our known galaxy and understanding. And then he gives the quote that I did. For the only ones out there, it seems like an awful waste of space. Always sticks with me.
Yep.
But yeah, this will be our quote unquote email section here because he posted 2 good stories here. And I think they're worth reading and discussing a little bit because they are interesting. So on UFOs, he says, I thought this was a dream until I mentioned it to my 2 sisters, and they told me they also have memories of this, describing things I didn't tell them. Mm-hmm. In the early 90s in wooded upstate New York, we were returning home after 9 p.m. and my father was looking up through the windshield, head craned, saying, "What is that?" He pulled off the side of the road directly across from my old elementary school, and we got out of the van. Above the park across the street was a completely silent, slowly rotating, greenish-hued triangular ship, quote-unquote, with red or maybe white lights at the corners. I distinctly remember walking across the road to get a better view, and the memory of my father and 2 sisters standing next to the van in a street light with the floating ship above is burned into my brain forever.
I would have to think so.
And then he goes on to say, shortly after it started moving away above the mountain. Upstate New York has slow sloping mountains. This mountain has a hang gliding ramp off of it. The ship moved out and over the mountain, sped up and split into 3, literally shooting off into 3 separate directions. I don't really remember anything after that.
Where in upstate?
Wow.
I want to know where this is.
I would assume he's saying towards the mountains, so Adirondacks, maybe.
Adirondacks.
So my wife is from Utica, and her family has a cabin out there at the base of the Adirondacks, and he's right. It is a very gradual build to these, but it's very out there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can barely get a signal on your phone. Just trees and hills forever.
That's awesome.
He has another second story here. It's a second-hand one, not a first-hand experience. This one's a little shorter. But this one
was through his mother.
Yeah, he says, my mother lived in a 2-floor horseshoe-shaped building on the end of the tip, meaning she had windows on all 3 sides of her apartment. About 1 mile south from the previously mentioned school. One night, with her windows open and screens down, her cat started hissing like she had never done before and jumped in the window looking directly up. My mom had all the lights off before being late enough at the night. She said a bright beam came in through a window and moved up and over her apartment. Absolutely no sound outside from machines or anything. Cat hissing and growling, she went from one window to the other, clawing the screens, which my mom showed me after. The light came in another window, shut off, and the cat slowly calmed down after a bit. She says she wasn't scared, but damn if it didn't scare me to be told about it.
Dude, that sounds like some Schwarzenegger movie shit. I'd be hiding behind walls. And,
right?
Oh, man, don't let them scan me.
Yeah, the light just streaming in from your window. Yeah,
I'm thinking like one of those RoboCop lasers that just goes.
Well, the thing he says about it being completely silent too, no noise,
right?
Because if
it was a helicopter, then
right, if it was a helicopter or some floodlights outside or something, you'd think you'd hear some sort of machinery or commotion going on. Buzz, something like that. But yeah, just having this beam of light come through your window and it being the dead of night, completely silent, that's some freaky shit.
It's weird because not all unidentified aerial phenomenon is aliens. It could be the government. I'm full. They got shit tucked away in basements and stuff. Why they're scanning an apartment building in upstate New York, I have no fucking clue why they would do such a thing. But you know, they're not all aliens.
So does Tejas' story make it convince you at all, Brandon? Or do you think he's a liar?
But it's
you calling Tejas one of our biggest fans a liar?
I didn't say anything
to his face.
No,
tell him to his ears.
No, but like, there's no proof. There's no way he can prove any of it. It's just like
maybe she was on LSD.
That's all.
Maybe.
It's a good story. Like I'm rooting for there to be some. If it's not aliens, then maybe it could be the abyss, where like there's like this other species in the deep water or that lives in the clouds that we just can't see or something like that. Like there could be like some life on this planet we're just
another
not
dimension,
seeing.
Multi-dimensional beings that are
whatever, anything, dude. I want there to be these things. I just think people are lying all the time, And I also think like that story though, like I wouldn't say it's that would be lying. I mean, he's young. His dad maybe saw, like, they could have seen some helicopter, some military, could have been drone. Who knows? They probably saw something. It's just hard to make that jump that it's.
Well, yeah, it could
the
be.
The police didn't see it. The military didn't see it. The other, like, people who study the sky all the time, meteorologists, like weather people, nobody else saw it. But then, like, the areas that are remote, like he's talking about, make it a little bit easier to swallow. Same with Bigfoot. Like,
well, that's what I was saying.
Bigfoot, but like, if there would have been, it would be there. So I can't rule it out because it's
all that stuff.
You don't not believe in it.
All that like cryptozoology stuff is so interesting to me because there are just remote parts of the world that we have barely explored. We don't know what could be living out there. Or
after like the James Webb Telescope
ocean
just is like proving that maybe the universe is older than we think, or there's something going on with like after the Big Bang, like that. There's something wrong with that theory now. Like they keep uncovering stuff. I want them to discover something. I think a lot of people lie. Like those.
Yeah, it's hard to sort through the.
Some people are weird about it, but
it's hard to sort through like what are people doing to seek attention and what are people actually seeing and telling the truth about. Maybe it's not like maybe it's not extraterrestrial, but they saw something weird, something unexplainable.
The amount of doctored photos and like the fact that people go through the effort of doctoring photos and making fake UFO photographs and all that kind of crap just kind of spoils the water a bit. But I mean, now we have like congressional hearings about the government recovering spacecraft. Like shit is actually like, and this is coming from
Dave. What do you have in the back of your TV? Literally, it is like violent. What is that?
Oh, that is actually Indiana Jones.
It is Indiana Jones. Okay, it looks super bloody with the screen on through your webcam.
Yeah, it's like a red tip.
Put my big head in the way. Sorry.
You get that if you're watching the video version.
It's not a very good picture.
Free Indiana Jones.
That's a quarter of it. A quarter of the screen. You can see Short Round's head. But no, UAPs. I mean, we have people that are in like government agencies, leaving government agencies and talking about how we already have this stuff and we already have everything. So I mean,
I know more than ever before. Like serious conversation, like the channels are having serious conversations about it now. But like, there's a difference between there's things that we're seeing we don't know, and then
my thought is
aliens
like
visiting us.
This whistleblower guy that is spouting all this information.
David Grush.
Yeah, like if he was lying, I feel like it would do him more harm than good for him to come out with this huge story and just lie about every single thing that he's talking about. What would he be doing it for? Attention?
Yeah.
And if he was found out, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the guy.
Ruined,
maybe he doesn't have anything to lose. But if he has like a family and stuff like that, why would he come out and lie about all this crap
there's crazy people
knowing that people
all
could
over the
find
place.
out? I guess.
But this guy is so well decorated. Like he's a veteran. He served for the reconnaissance office for a couple of years.
This is the debate. Like, is he telling the truth? Why would he do it? And like, right, I know. I mean, yes,
it's kind of crazy. Hopefully this stuff like, they can push hard enough to like uncover some of it. Like the government has so much weird secret shit probably going on anyways. Like this is probably the bit of it.
I mean, bringing it back to the movie, like it's the same sort of themes and plot that we see happen in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
Jodie Foster's character is claiming she saw something, and there's no way she can prove it. So
Right.
she just has to find some way to make people believe her.
That's all right. We can come back to that because I have issues with that.
Wait, there's one more funny story.
Okay.
From Jake,
please,
Jake Iverson. I can't.
What up, Jake?
I can't forget this one, but it's a short one. He says, "My UFO story. A couple years ago, my wife and good buddy were out on the deck. It was a warm summer day, perfect weather for day beers turned into night beers. We heard we heard this crazy noise, like a loud vibration, and it was light enough outside to see something moving crazy quick around. No lights, but a silhouette in the sky." My buddy went nuts saying it was a UFO. We were all watching it for quite a while dart around until further investigation. It was a lot closer to the ground than we thought and turned out to just be a really big hummingbird.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like a depth perception.
Yep. He says, as humorous, I can't say that word, humorous as it was, we are all very much believers in extraterrestrial life.
Right.
So there you go.
Don't blame them.
We got a healthy mix of believers and non-believers. So
no, that's cool. No, it's cool. It's fun. Just have fun with the topic. Before we chew on the movie and talk more, I guess, about aliens and stuff. But before we do that, Dave, what are we watching next week?
Man. Next week it's going to be the first Nomad duo, I believe. You guys are watching Journey
at the
to
moment,
the West.
yes, unless somebody wants to come out as a guest.
I'm a little jealous. I may watch this during the week, and I may write an email into the podcast and kind of just spout some stuff out for you. But Journey to the West, I don't know how old it is.
It's not relatively new, 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. This latest
2013.
adaptation.
Yep.
2013. Okay.
Which it looks cool. So
sweet.
But yeah, we've talked about that a couple of times. It's an old Chinese story. After that, for Independence Day, we're gonna watch V for Vendetta. Not quite the United States. I guess it's our independence from England. So I guess it's kind of funny that it's going the other way. But we're nomads. We like to travel to other countries and see stuff. But
yeah.
Speaking of independence, I think we've all seen it.
Natalie Portman.
It's been a while. since
I've only seen it once.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, good. It's been a long time. So and then after that, we get into July. We're watching Stand By Me after that.
Ooh.
Stephen King classic, which, I mean, we like to switch up our kind of genre that we watch and jump from Schwarzenegger to Contact to anime. So, keep shaking it up, and we'll put out a schedule.
Well, we wanted to have fun with the summer. Not that movie's fun, but just like that's a summer movie.
It's a summer movie.
It's a coming of age, like summer story for sure.
Yeah.
So that
you want to go find some dead bodies. You guys want to see a dead body?
The morbid curiosity of a child. Yeah.
True.
The kid actors in that are all great too.
Great.
I remember it being great. It's been a while since I've seen it, so. But no, that's what we got going into July. We'll have a calendar out on Twitter around the beginning of the month.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks. Well, then let's adjust our angle on the satellite and see if we can get a better signal. We'll take a break. We'll strap into our chair, into our dome, and then we'll shoot off into another dimension. I'm assuming that's where she was going.
Ready to go.
Okay to go.
Ready to go.
Okay
to go. There it is.
We're okay to
Okay
go.
to go.
After this. We are back, and we're gonna talk about a movie called Contact. I know we were getting a little carried away with all that alien talk, but how can you not? There's just a lot to say when you see a movie like this. I really appreciated seeing this movie probably since 1997, was how serious they took it. Like,
It's very
this seems
realistic.
pretty
Yeah,
realistic.
believable.
So props to Carl Sagan and then the crew that made the movie. Like, it was a nice ride. It's slow in the beginning. I mean, I totally dozed off in the beginning of this movie, and I had to kind of pick it up the next day.
Slow burn.
But once it gets going, your heart is kind of like racing a little bit and to the grand finale. So
After that first radio message, like, yeah, that's after that, you kind of just. I mean, before that, it's all kind of character development for
a lot.
Jodie Foster's character, Dr. Arroway.
Yes.
Ellie. Here, Ellie, I always think of Jurassic Park, but.
Oh, I think of Up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought I haven't. This is one of the movies that I may have seen a long time ago, but like over the years, just malted hops and bong resin have clogged my brain, and I just completely wiped this one away. But it's got that cool intersection of like realistic science talking with, religious faith, and then politics kind of all mixed in together, and that's what kind of makes it a bit real, is because you could see things happening in this fashion, so it makes it, I don't know, a little more interesting than just like people running around shooting laser blasters at each other. This is more of like a documentary of what would happen.
I think this is probably the perfect time for this movie to have been made, because if this movie was made today with the internet the way it is, like, they would just be completely focused on, like, people going crazy on social media, making fucking TikToks and, viral videos, which, whatever, that's a different take on it. But I like that it was in the era, like, right before all the huge internet shit hit. Like, this was like straight up, I like the 90s technology. They're using Netscape to video chat.
Yeah.
I love that.
Awesome.
That was in the big chunky computer monitors and like just all the big old 90s technology. But yeah, this was the first time I saw this movie. And it's a lot, I guess it's a lot different than I thought it would be. Like, I didn't know really at all what it was going to be like going in. I didn't know it was going to be like this more realistic take on like aliens. And
did you think
sci-fi.
more of an adventure?
I was thinking more adventure action. Like, they were going to be going out and like, I don't know, meeting the aliens on their planet and like fighting them and whatever. But no, I was pleasantly surprised that it was this much more like grounded take on
very grounded.
What would happen if we discovered, there was life out there on a different planet. Like, how would society react? How would, all these religious groups and politicians react, and how would we, handle it? So yeah, I thought it was really good.
It's got a lot of cool characters, like interesting characters, like oh my god, Drumlin. Oh, what is his name?
David Drumlin.
David Drumlin.
That guy, what a prick! God damn it!
What a douche! The whole time he's like pushing her down, and then she finally has this massive breakthrough, and he starts taking credit.
He just
for it.
instantly was like,
fucking
"Yep,
prick."
To the point till he gets him killed.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, there's a spoiler there. Like, please go watch it if you have any interest in seeing a more serious take on if humans contacted aliens.
I don't think he deserved to die at all, but
no,
but
like,
there's no villain in the movie. He's really like the only antagonist really in the movie, and
because he's the one that's either he's stealing the credit or he's shutting down in the beginning. He shuts down the survey thing that they got going down in the jungle or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then, he swoops back in and takes credit for it. I was like, oh, that motherfucker. I called him Mr. Mustache because I couldn't remember his name.
Mustache. Yeah.
What did you think of Matthew McConaughey's character?
I thought he was great. Like, I also wasn't expecting him.
Palmer Joss?
Yeah, Palmer Joss.
Joss.
Reverend Joss, if you will.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting him to play like the religious figure in this movie.
I'm the man of the cloth,
right?
Except minus the cloth. I was like, you smooth talking son of a bitch.
Right. It's that I didn't know that was an option.
It's weird seeing him in that role, but it kind of works for him because he's like a more modern take on like the religious man. Like, he's not. He even said like he studied whatever spirituality or theology or whatever it was. But he didn't want to become a priest because he didn't want.
I couldn't take the celibacy.
He didn't. Yeah, exactly.
Like this dude fucks. We all know.
He fucks.
Like,
that's
come
right.
on.
Yeah, I mean, he's a handsome
Right.
guy. I mean, he does. God would make me this handsome just to give it up.
Right. He has his faith, and yeah, for good reason too. I like that we got a little bit of his backstory because like he wasn't really a believer at first, but then he had this life-changing experience which sort of made him a believer, which obviously is the entire thing with Ellie. It kind of mirrors her experience later on, but yeah, I thought him and Ellie were a good pair. Like they were sort of opposites, but in this case opposites did attract, you know, with they had different ideologies, but like the way they went about them was in a similar fashion.
They respected each other.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. They
mutual
respected each other's
respect.
beliefs, right?
But this came out in 97. I'm looking at Matthew's IMDb page. His first thing is an Unsolved Mysteries episode in 1992.
Oh shit.
So this
I
is
love
like
Unsolved Mysteries.
early in his early in his career. Like he's got a couple things on here, but it doesn't look like anything really like serious. He's got Dazed and Confused and a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but
So this was his
like,
first like big major role.
it seems like it was like probably his first like serious look at me, I'm an actor, and he's just popping out of the woodwork constantly in this movie, just like, hey.
He's still the same guy though. Like he's
Yeah.
the same dude in every movie.
He's late to a meeting at the White House about contacting aliens.
Right.
He just shows up. Sorry, I'm late. Let me interject here. He he has like the perfect timing. You can tell it's a novel. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can, if you read novels, like you can see how, because there's a whole other layer with Hammond. What is that guy's name? The really rich guy, the
Haddon.
billionaire.
S.R.
Haddon.
Just like the
In
the
there.
Tesla. He's like the
Yes.
eccentric billionaire.
Yep.
He just fucking
Yeah,
lives
that
in
was
space. Like it's,
Yeah, but he's like funding her and pushing her along. Yeah,
That's-
just like this character, like that's something you would read in a book.
I got a
or something like that.
really-
There's just so many characters.
really weird, creepy, like Bond villain vibe from him. When you first meet him, he's just like on his airplane that
Yeah.
he never lands and is always moving.
He's like, there's nothing
Like-
left on the ground for me. I'm just gonna live in the air now.
Like, what the fuck? Who does that?
Yeah.
But then his like backstory on Ellie, where he like knows everything about her and said that her dad was like I got some weird vibes from that. Like, was her dad a plant that like set her up to be?
I was thinking the same
an
thing.
astronomer.
Yeah, I kind of had
Like-
that thought too. The way he was explaining it made it seem like her dad set her on this path, you know?
It was like he was a plant, like he wasn't her real dad or something like
it was,
that. Like
yeah,
it
it was
seemed
a weird vibe. Yeah, I got that impression too when he first met up with Ellie.
So it's interesting you say that, because I also was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how
Is her dad
when
an
her
alien?
when her dad died, she ran to go get medicine.
Mm-hmm.
But it looked like he stopped taking his medicine, or unless you bulk up, I don't know.
Probably.
But, like, he died of a specific heart attack, and he had all that medicine there. And I was like, should there be that many?
I mean, he had like,
And it's just
he's got to have a stat. He had what? So it was nitroglycerin was the medicine, which is for like pulmonary heart disease or whatever. So like,
damn.
if you stop taking it, you're fucked, you know?
okay, all right. Because like, oh, I wonder if he did this on purpose because of something bigger. All right, but well, then that makes sense then.
Yeah, Ellie got dealt a pretty bad hand. I mean, her mother died in
She did.
childbirth. Her dad was the only one that she had. And then I thought it was so weird and like a little bit unrealistic. Like when her dad died and they were having like the wake at their house, who was taking care of her at that point? She was just by herself.
Oh, they all ignore her.
Yeah,
I know.
It was so weird.
It was very weird.
She was just
Don't you
on
have
her
an
own.
aunt
Yeah.
or a cousin or a grandmother? Anybody?
No
that is
relatives.
Nope.
next to you the whole day? Like,
Is she just living in this house by herself now, taking care of herself?
yeah, she just goes on the radio and starts talking to complete strangers.
Yeah. So.
One other character I want to hit on that stood out to me. I think this might be a debut, but James Woods,
Oh my
his
gosh,
character is
James
Michael
Woods.
Kitts.
Yeah.
So he's always like a guy you just want to punch in the face.
Yeah.
At least to me he is. Like, I like the actor. If he's been in some pretty good roles, but this movie, so smug.
Well, if you told me he was a dick in real life, I would believe it. Which he may very well be. I'm not sure.
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. That's all I could think of.
I only think of fucking Hades from Hercules when I hear that voice. That's all I can think of. But
he's Hades.
Yeah, from Hercules. Yeah, Disney.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah, you can tell by his voice. And then I guess I'll call out Willem Fichtner. That guy is from Buffalo, like us.
Every
is that the
movie
blind
that we
guy?
watched
He's the
that
blind.
in there.
He is the blind guy in the movie. Yeah.
What
My
else
wife
is
brings
he
that up
in? I
every
know
time.
he's
the beginning of
He's in
The Dark
everything.
Knight.
Okay.
He was in
So
Armageddon.
many.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff.
He's one of those guys that you see
Yes,
all the time,
never
but
the
he never
lead.
stars in anything. Yeah.
Never the lead.
I felt that way about Ellie's dad in this, David
Yes.
Morse. Like,
Yes. Same.
He's
I've
a
seen
same
it.
bad
character.
guy.
I've seen his face in 1,000 things, but yeah, it's tough. But yeah, it was kind of cool that with some Buffalo people. popping in there.
Angela Bassett, who was like the president's aide. Or
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
Yep.
she was
So that was
good.
pretty cool. Jake Busey
Jake
was just like
Busey.
his dad, just
Yeah.
by that mouth of his.
Yep.
Plays
He's
a pretty important
creepy
part.
looking
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
I was wondering because he looked super familiar, and I couldn't tell where he's from, but he does have that Busey face.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So he's been around. He's been doing things for a while, and then obviously you have the lead, which is Jodie Foster, she was great.
Yeah,
She had to sell some scenes. She did a pretty good job. Like when she's in that unit at the very end, she's got to shake and like, all right, I could see this. She's trying to be very like scientific and like focused on her mission.
Yeah, that and
But like she's really just got a camera in front of her. They're doing a lot of CG around her to like make it seem like she's going places. So it's like she did a pretty good job because everything else is more or less just character driven. Her talking to people. And
she had a couple
when-
good dramatic scenes.
yeah. When she's trying to get money from those people,
Right,
and
that's
she
the one I was
starts-
thinking
She
of.
starts to snap. Yeah, that's the one. And she's got that. I don't know. I never thought she was like super hot or anything, like attractiveness wise, but she's very believable in her roles, and she's got that like she can be a nasty bitch when
think-
she wants
yeah,
to.
she's
kind
a
of face
strong-
to her, like
Strong female character for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a
But-
great lead. I mean,
Mhm.
Jodie Foster's one of the big names. Yeah, this is a good role for her. She had to do a lot of facial expressions, trying to holding things in and being intense. Like, you fucking are talking to aliens. What are we doing here? And everybody's just like, in her eyes, just like, it's obviously me. Put me in charge. She keeps calling the right things. Like, she is an expert. She's literally dedicated her life to this, and she finally gets a hold of aliens.
Every time there's a
And-
puzzle to solve, she's the one solving it too.
Yeah.
Like
Or that rich guy.
yeah, he helped.
And yeah.
But
Which was really cool. I love the aliens like sending us information and they're trying to decipher it. I love that cracking the code and
That was
really
really cool.
figure that out.
Because it started out, they just hear the signal, and then it sort of builds as you go because they notice like it's a pattern. Oh shit, these are prime numbers, and then all of a sudden like, oh, there's other channels. There's a fucking radio or a TV broadcast coming through, and it's Hitler, like the 1936 Olympics.
The intro. What'd you guys think of that intro? I thought this was a great intro.
That was
the
cool.
Zoom
Where
out
they
of
were,
Galaxy.
yeah, because they were. Well, it was. I don't know if you noticed, like
Oh, the
they
universe.
they zoomed out. So when they were started at Earth, it was like modern radio transmissions.
Yeah.
But the further you got out, the further you went back in time, which makes sense since the radio waves that are way out in space are like old from like, this Hitler broadcast from 1936 or whatever. And this is what the aliens are receiving on whatever it was, whatever the star was called. Vega.
Yeah. Vega, because they call them vegans.
Yeah, right. Well, they call them vegans, but that
Goddamn
like the subtitle said like
Subtitle said
vegans. I'm like,
vegans?
oh, well, that's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, that was cool. I like the intro,
Vegans,
and it was
yeah.
like, it was weird because I don't know if they were trying to do this. At one point, they kept zooming out in the intro, and it went like silent, and there wasn't any radio transmissions or anything. And then all of a sudden, it comes in with this huge like blast of noise. So that gave me a little jump scare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
it
wife
was
jumped
like
at the beginning of that
very loud.
same thing too.
Yeah. But
I know, because I was like turning the volume down. I'm like, what the hell?
Fucking
And then I had to turn it back up after that for the rest of the movie. Yeah, but I thought that was just a long intro. Like they're trying to make a point with this movie. Like
they take their time.
Universes. People. Because here's the thing that I've learned with people who struggle understanding. I gotta be careful with my words here. But let's say people who think the world is flat, or they think that the Earth is only like 5,000 years old, or whatever.
Dum-dums.
It's I think it's a lack of understanding the scale of things, like how big things really are. Because people look and they're like, how could it be that big? But like the moon is so far. I don't know how true this is, but I've tried to look it up on, I don't know, like some websites. But I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
I've got Google ready.
But the moon is so far from Earth that if you could pull all the planets together, you could put them in between Earth and the moon. That's including Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Those are big ass planets.
Yeah.
That's how far our moon is. That's our moon. Then to go to Mars,
okay,
it's so far. So it's just things are really big. That's what they're trying to show in that intro. How fucking big
that is correct.
The universe is.
That is correct. You can fit all of the planets in between the Earth and the Moon, but you have to tilt Saturn at a 45-degree angle to make it fit.
For the rings to fit.
Yeah,
okay.
But yes, you could actually do that.
That's
impressive.
That perspective. Wow. Yeah, with that zoom out too. Yeah, because it starts obviously on Earth, zooms out to our solar system, then the Milky Way, and then once they get out of our galaxy, you just see like millions and millions of other galaxies out there.
Each of those galaxies has millions of planets, and each of those
millions of solar systems.
It's crazy.
When you actually start to think about it and consider it, like it hurts your brain.
It does.
It scares you a little bit.
But it's a good way to start get your head in the right headspace, so you can understand what she's trying to solve. It's like knowing it's that big.
That's that was all. I mean, the main quote of this movie, like if it is just us out here, it's a lot of wasted space. Like that's what I've always thought about when I think about like there has to be intelligent life somewhere out there in this huge, vast universe that we live in.
Even if it's a 0.00001% chance, like there are that many planets out there that like there's probably multiples. Like it's insane.
I can't believe, much like Ellie in this movie, I can't accept the fact that it's just us in this huge, like endless universe. And that's kind of where
like that's the science aspect of it, but then you get to the faith aspect of it, which is some people believe in divine creation, so they just think it's just us. So, and I actually looked it up because they had a thing like 95% of the world believes in a higher power or something like that, and I actually Googled it to see.
It can't be that high.
As of 2010, it looks like it was.
I was gonna say maybe it's lower nowadays.
84%. As of 2010,
and that's ambiguous too, like some higher power. That doesn't necessarily mean Christianity, God, or specific religion. Or specific
plopped
religion.
Everybody down on the earth.
Do you think there's something else going on than what's going on?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I get that. No, the religious part. I mean, I don't believe in gods, and I don't believe in aliens coming to Earth.
I mean, Dave and I both grew up Catholic. I don't know about you, Brandon.
Yeah, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it anymore.
And I had a born again Christian in the family, and I'm very aware of the thought process of all that stuff. I ask myself this often, because I do think about this stuff. Like, if there is a God, then he's letting all these bad things happen, and all these good things happen. And it's just like, that is very scary because he's in control of our lives. And do I like that? And then it's like, but if there's not a God, and this is it, and we are just like either like this fluke on this planet, or we do exist, but we're like so far away from each other that we'll never be able to talk to each other.
Light years away.
It's just like, which one's scarier to me? Because it's like it's going to be one of those scenarios, I think.
And that's what this movie brings up too. That's exactly why religion is created. That's exactly why religion has been created, is because
it answers
it gives us comfort, it gives us hope that we're not alone, that there is something after we
Right.
leave this
Why
world.
are we here?
Yeah, exactly. Gives us a reason
Right.
for our existence. And I can definitely
Yeah.
understand that perspective. And that's what Ellie's trying to figure out throughout this whole movie too, because she's struggling with that. She's like, no, I need scientific proof that your God exists, or else I'm not going to believe it. And then,
Which was the
Right.
she goes.
I was gonna say, you can finish.
She goes through this whole, like, it's not a religious experience, but it might as well be for her, because it's
Yeah.
her own experience and nobody else
So
believes her.
And that's what Jesus is to people.
Exactly.
And that's
It's a personal
it's the whole
thing.
Occam's razor thing that they talk about before, because she gives
Yep.
it to him earlier, and
Mhm.
he just says, like, he just does, and then later when she's on trial, she's doing the exact same thing that he was doing earlier. But this brings up one of my gripes.
Okay, let's hear it.
Why didn't they put somebody else into the fucking thing and drop it after she came back? Like, it fell into the water. Like,
Why was it a one? Why was it
you
a
spent
one-time
$1 trillion on this fucking thing? Do another person. Send another person out there.
So she asked the alien at the end, like, "Can we do this again?" And he says, "Not for a while."
Yeah, that's
like,
what
small
But-
steps. Or
They
whatever.
didn't try. I don't know. That's one thing I'm like,
I don't know.
dude, sign the
I'm
next person
curious.
up. Send the next person. See if this chick
A
is
lot of
lying.
it-
They're afraid that somebody could die. I think again, like they're more worried about like somebody dying, where she's not. She's willing to risk her life. She's literally willing to risk her own life to figure this if this will work.
They know something.
And they're
they
like,
know something
Maybe they got
happened, though.
lucky with her.
Well, they don't. I mean, they
18
well at the
minutes
end they
of
do.
static. Yeah.
18 hours.
Right.
18
yeah.
hours. Yes, please.
18
Like,
hours.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's
Right.
definitive
I
proof
like
right
that.
there.
There's 18 seconds.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
all right,
that's like the
that's
drop.
like a fluke, but like 18 hours of static.
Like,
Like,
how
that's
does
a good
Ellie not
point.
know?
Like-
Well, I don't know. They just didn't tell her that, but like that's a big thing.
I'm sure, like, it's, you got to think about like politics and stuff. Like, she risked her life going through this thing. She was willing to do it. I'm sure someone else maybe would be willing to do it as well.
Yeah,
But like,
of course.
I don't know. People will believe whatever they see. They saw her just drop straight through, and nothing happened when she dropped through the rings, and they just are like, okay, didn't work, whatever. So they're not gonna do it again. They're not gonna risk somebody else's life to, just prove a point. And they're just writing Ellie off as like, she had a hallucination or whatever. But they do leave it ambiguous, saying like, yeah, there was 18 hours of static video on this thing. That is something. So
They gotta
Yeah.
send another contact 2. Send another person through. Electric Boogaloo.
No, this is one where it's like you're led to believe it. Like you can write the rest of that story, because like we were there, we saw the aliens, and they explained. They had a little world building. It was cool. Like it was technology that was given to us before us. Like
I also
and we don't
imagine
know
like these
where they went.
wormholes, these channels, these paths, whatever she traveled through, are controlled by someone. So maybe if they did it again, it wouldn't work.
Spit 'em out into
it might not
space.
work. Right. It might not work the
And-
same way that it did the first time. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was interesting. The whole like dream, like alien sequence was interesting because they didn't show what the actual aliens looked like. Like this was just like a manifestation of what would, because like they I'm trying to think of, there's another movie that did this, like a way for her brain to understand what she was seeing. Like if she saw what they actually looked like, her brain might not be able to process it, and she might go like
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
I'm thinking of like The Matrix or something. But like, yeah, so they presented it in a way that her brain could understand with her dad and her,
Which
in
is what
Pensacola and
angels
everything.
do,
Right,
right?
exactly. So yeah, I thought that was a really cool
it's a cool
interpretation
story.
Yeah.
for sure. They're not just showing these little green men talking to her. That would have been much less interesting if
Well-
she traveled to this weird alien planet and then a couple little green men were like, yeah, burp, burp.
Why do you kill each other?
Right, exactly.
Like lame. Come on.
Why did you contact us?
You contacted us. We were just listening.
And there are others?
Many others.
They all travel here through that transit system that you built.
We didn't build it. We don't know who did. No, they were gone long before we ever got here. Maybe someday they'll come back.
All the other civilizations that you find, they come here.
Not all.
Is this some test?
No, no tests. You have your mother's hands. You're an interesting species. An interesting mix. You're capable of such beautiful dreams. And such horrible nightmares. You feel so lost. So cut off. So alone. Only you're not. See, in all our searching, the only thing we've found that makes the emptiness bearable is each other.
What happens now?
Now, you go home.
Home? But I have so many questions. Do we get to come back?
This was just the first step. In time, you'll take another.
But other people need to see what I've seen. They need to see.
This is the way it's been done for billions of years.
It's a good, I mean, Carl Sagan's book. Like, I kind of want to read this now just to kind of see
Carl Sagan,
what's
man,
in there.
he's
To
so
see how
interesting.
close of an adaptation it actually was. Because, I mean, I think that's kind of where some of the groundedness comes from, is from, you know, Carl. And I actually wrote down, like, because I didn't know that this was based off of him. And my last note is, who is Carl? With like 8 L's after it.
Carl.
I was thinking of Carl from Walking Dead. Carl!
Yeah, but you, Dave, you know who Carl Sagan is, right?
Yeah.
Super cool. He's a major stoner. Did you guys know that?
I'm not
He
surprised
wrote.
to see
Yeah,
that.
his wife, I think, still
Got to expand his
still
mind.
is like pushing for like changing laws and stuff like that, but reformation and stuff like that, and marijuana laws. But he wrote stuff all the time. He said it was like he would just get his brain to think in a certain way, and he would start wondering. 'Cause that was like his strength, was just to wonder. Ever wonder what a galaxy is?
Curiosity.
And it just goes on to it in a very like he's like Mr. Rogers for space or something like that. Just
Do you know what really
super.
I'm gonna watch some of those old
you know what
ones.
really fucked me up? One time, I don't know, this for some reason you talking about this made me think of this. One time I was watching like a Neil deGrasse Tyson thing.
Yeah, the Cosmos. I mean, that's what Carl Sagan, he hosted it now.
Yeah. And he said, like, he put it in perspective,
Tyson's.
like if the entire history of the universe could fit in one calendar year, the span of humanity would be the first second of the first, day of the first year. That's how
Right.
little time humanity has been existing in this universe.
Right.
Yeah.
Putting it in that perspective, just like,
It
it just blows my mind.
just takes 1 second. Any other that came like any time before us, and that's like another civilization.
Right.
That's all it takes.
There is an incredible YouTube video that shows time on Earth. It's well animated. It's got a great narrator to it. It's called the channel's like called In a Nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
And the video's like time. So if you look that up, you'll see this awesome video, and the way it shows time and like our moment, and then like when pyramids were made, when dinosaurs existed, when Earth, like all that stuff, super interesting. And it just it gives you a good perspective on like humanity on this planet and how fragile we are, and like we got to get our shit together. We got to be nice to each other. We got to take care of the planet that we're on, because we don't know, how long we can last on this thing. I don't know where are we going. It's
just why I think us knowing about aliens is a good thing, because maybe it'll get everybody to fucking unite.
Yes, dude,
Like,
absolutely.
Maybe you think in
Maybe
today's
everybody
modern
maybe start playing
society
along.
that's gonna unite people together?
I mean, it worked in The Watchmen. I don't know.
I'm just thinking like all those like the the like Jake Busey's character in this movie, the religious zealots, you know, that are like
Right.
trying to sabotage the you know, any research or anything that goes against their beliefs and what they hold like true. This is the one true God. Anything else is blasphemy, you know? Like there are people out there that think like that, and those are kind of the people that will drag us down. And
That's why, I mean, you need irrefutable evidence. You need a UFO over the White House and aliens being like,
yeah,
"What up, yo?"
even then it's
Hanging
like
out the window,
I don't
saying
know.
hi.
There people could still deny it in some way.
I like
Yeah.
that scene where she's in the car and the news is broken to the world, and
Yeah.
she's just looking out the window of all the different kinds of people and how they're reacting to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Tons
yeah.
of different. Everyone has a stage. I mean, yeah, you see that crazy guy preaching and stuff like that, and they make eye contact, which is cool because in that scene she rolls her window up, and as she rolls it up, it reflects in him. They're like looking at each other.
Yep.
So she gets a good
That was a
look
good
at him,
shot.
so it makes sense. It's not like she saw him one time. She kept seeing this guy. Like, how do you not like look at him? He's like super tall, blonde, and he's got
outside of the gala.
yeah, yep.
Wow. And then, well, speaking of that shot, you sent that link in Discord today about
They call
the
it
shot
the
when she's a
impossible
little girl.
shot.
Like there are some really cool things that they did camera work wise and just shot wise. Like it looks like it is her running at the camera
When her dad dies,
Yeah.
it goes in slow mo, and she's running
towards
at
the
the
camera.
camera.
But then they fake
the
it and
medicine.
they put that onto the medicine cabinet with like a green screen. Is that how they did it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so when she opens up the mirror, it's the mirror of her running at the camera. It's kind of mind melting a little
It
bit.
is trippy. The first
Yeah.
time I saw it, yeah. Because
And
it
then
like
she shuts it and
transitioned
it-
into the mirror.
Yeah. She shuts it and it goes to the shot of her and her dad, like
And
the
slowly-
picture.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, that was cool.
and now that I know that it's green screen, I guess it's a lot easier to make that shot. But that is some fucking
And for, like-
wizardry of the camera.
And for like 1997, all the shots of the big station
The
out in the
CG
back,
looked
it was
not
pretty
good. Yeah.
Pretty good. I think the floating compass was kind of wishy-washy
Yeah.
at towards the end,
Yeah.
but like everything else around it, I thought was pretty impressive.
There was the one shot when they were down in like the jungle in the very beginning, where you could tell that they were very definitely sitting on a set and they had
Yes,
like a big
I
painting
noticed
behind
that
them.
too.
I was like, is this gonna be like this whole movie? But no, like most of the stuff that after that, like everything, I couldn't really tell. It looked like it was all shot on location with real
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing was like obviously the big machine was CG, which
which looked good.
looked good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Even
know,
like the big explosion thing, like a lot of times, like that kind of you can see the age of things when they're
Yeah.
a little bit older. But
I like that felt like it reminded me of old 90s sci-fi big budget movie, like the reveal of the station, because like we know it's being made. They finally figure out how it's going to be made. The aliens sent like some kind of structure that could either do something like, oh, it looks like we could drop somebody and it'll teleport them or whatever.
Mhm.
And they start putting it together. But now that there's this massive structure out there, the way they revealed it was like not as good as Jurassic Park when you see like the first dinosaur with next to the trees and stuff like that. But still, like there's a build up. It's like there it is, and it's just like yeah, dude. Because
I think it's
nowadays,
fucking huge.
everything's
do
just
like
so
that.
epic, and I thought that was like because the movie is slow, and to get to this point, it's like all right,
because we didn't at that point we didn't know. Like I was wondering, what does this fucking machine look like? You know, how big
Yeah.
is it? I thought it
Right.
was just gonna be like a little transport
They don't
ship
talk about
and it
how
would
big,
blast you
yeah.
off into space. Yeah, but no, it's this fucking huge, crazy twirling ring thing, and you drop a little pod in it. So yeah, I thought that was I agree, that was cool.
Apparently, the visual effects involved says here almost every major effects house from the time, with newbies from Sony ImageWorks to Industrial Light and Magic. So
well, I believe it.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah, they
it
brought-
definitely looked good.
brought
Big
their
budget. What was
A-game.
what was the budget of this movie? I don't think we said in the beginning.
Budget
Curious.
was 90. Box office was 171. So almost
Okay.
doubled.
Nice.
Okay,
Which 90 seems high for the amount of like practical, like real life acting and stuff that's in this. But I guess it's 97. You got a lot of the space stuff towards the end gets a little extensive. So
Yeah. It reminded
Well,
me
that was
of
a lot of the CG there.
reminded me a little bit of like 2001. Not quite as like when she's going through the wormhole and stuff, and like a lot of trippy shit is happening. Like her face is getting like split off a little bit, and she's seeing all these weird things. It reminded me a little bit of 2001, but not quite as gratuitous, I would say.
What did you guys think about they did the same thing that Zemeckis did in they did Forrest Gump in 94 and then Contact in 97, but he used the same technique of using real life footage in this one.
I that was cool.
I thought I liked it too. I agree.
So for like Clinton, did they get like just like generic stock footage of him doing speeches and stuff?
Several shots of President Bill Clinton were used, including a speech in which he discussed the impact of a suspected meteorite from Mars.
Okay,
that doubled nicely for a first contact speech.
Because I was like, "There's no way they got Bill Clinton to do a thing for this movie." So they just cut around.
Camera loves me. Which one am I looking at?
They cut around. Yeah, they cut around
I'm
real
a
life
pussy
footage.
magnet.
Yeah, right.
We know, Bill. We know.
Later.
But even in Forrest Gump, like he like recreated like JFK and stuff for that scene with Tom Hanks and him meeting JFK and everything.
Yeah. Like that was kind of cool how they like you don't see that a lot too, where they reuse some of the like normally kind of footage stuff.
It's weird because like Clinton was the president at that time at the time this movie was released, but like normally when they do a movie with a president, it's just like a fake president with an actor or whatever.
Generic,
so it's weird seeing a real life like this is period accurate Bill Clinton.
But it was weird. There was only like when he was on TV and giving the speech and stuff like that. That looked perfectly fine. But when he goes into like the White House and everybody stands up and he sits down, and you can tell that it's him just like superimposed with the table behind him, and the guy's sitting there just like leaning out. Like, it was a pretty funny one. Like that one, I chuckled at a little bit. But I think it's a super cool touch because they had. You had what did we say? Jay Leno was in it. We had Larry King. There's a couple other just like random like TV news anchors or whatever. Rob Lowe.
Yeah, Rob Lowe was
randomly
in it.
Just like popping up on
weird
TV.
Character,
Like that was like, and he had maybe like a minute. He's in another scene, but he's just in those two scenes, and that's
people
it.
talk over him. Yeah, he has like no role really.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of cool. I mean, those little touches
Star-studded.
make it feel a little bit more realistic too, because they're using real world people that we recognize, and so it does make it feel like this is actually something that happened. So I thought that was pretty effective.
I mean, how many years is it now? It's over 25 years old. 26 years old.
Oh wow!
So.
Why do you say like that?
I mean, quarter of a century. Like this movie, I think this movie held the fuck up. Like,
I would say so.
Going back and looking at it,
I think being more grounded, more serious, based off of Carl Sagan's work, helps it though.
Yeah.
I think it was. Sure. I mean, even when she put her headset on and with the cameras on and stuff like that, usually that stuff looks ridiculous. That looked pretty bare bones. Like it looked like it was a little bit longer than it needed to be, but. Like that's pretty cool. Like
it was small enough.
Again, it was still believable. For
those old computers. Time. Like, I wonder if the Gen Zers or all those kids would like look at those computers and be like, "What the fuck is that?" Like,
right.
Like Eric, you still remember all those from when you were a kid, but like even the younger kids, like, what's a 3.5-inch floppy? What is that? Some sort of record.
Oh, just saying old tech? Yeah. Well, it is interesting because it's all around us. You go to hit save, it's a old floppy disk.
Right. Yeah, it's just it's synonymous.
But it's like from dated tech and like nobody uses it.
Well, it's like the same thing with like the phone icon like on our smartphones. It still looks like a phone, like an analog phone, but like the kids these days don't know what a real phone looks like. They just know what a smartphone looks like.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. I'm looking at it right now on my computer. Yeah, you're right.
There's videos
the camera is like an old school camcorder.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids using like old tech, like kids trying to figure out how to use a rotary phone, and like they got no fucking idea.
They had a rotary phone in this movie too. I noticed that Jodie
Did
Foster
they?
was
Where?
Jodie Foster was she called someone.
Was it at the hotel or something?
No, it's when she was out in fucking whatever, wherever the satellite was in the beginning. Like, you thought she was gonna call Matthew McConaughey because he left her his number, but she actually called the blind dude, Kent, I think his name was, and she told him like, "Oh, we're gonna start our own thing." But yeah, she was using a rotary phone there. So I thought that was funny.
Classy.
One other thing that I thought was kind of cool was because they put like they modified the alien design a little bit to put like safety restraints and harnesses in there when that wasn't in the original design, and like that's the reason like she was feeling all these crazy vibrations is because she was like harnessed into the into the chair. Because remember,
standing there,
she should just be free floating because.
I noticed that was a nice touch.
She was feeling those crazy vibrations, and then she unhooked herself, and she was like, because that's the moment when she saw the floating compass, and she noticed like, oh, the compass is just floating there, peacefully still. So she unhooked herself from the chair, and then like not a minute later, the chair fucking like,
gets smacked into
goes to the ceiling. So if she stayed in their chair, she would have been fucked. So.
No,
I just thought that was kind of cool.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. That's weird. I didn't really make that.
But she was arguing. It's just like, don't mess with what they
right.
said. Like,
they know what they're doing.
We have to do this. Like, we can't have any more casualties. We need to keep you safe. Like, bottom line is like, this is the most basic thing. You can't argue. We're putting you in this seat. It'll be safe, and that's it. Cannot debate this. And she was right again. She's constantly right. But she's like, just
exactly.
Why would they go through all this effort just to make something that would like make us?
Right, just trust their design.
Yeah,
it is nice that the aliens are so kind. Like they're just like, yo, what up? Like, you'll figure it out, little buddy. High fives, send you back. Like, it's not like we're gonna come and
they make
murder
a good
you for your resources. It's just chill,
they say that.
Aliens.
They say that, and they make a good point. That's like, would we go out of our way to demolish an anthill in Africa, or whatever? But they come back with a counterpoint like, would we feel bad about demolishing some anthill in Africa? Which was a good counterpoint, but it's like, why would they go through all this trouble just so we could blow ourselves up or whatever,
Right. Yeah. No, it's a movie that gets you thinking, man. I love movies that make you think, even if you're one side or the other, like you can definitely see both sides, because in the end, she has nothing but faith in what she saw. And she sounds just like anybody else who saw the light at the end of the tunnel or discovered Jesus or discover whatever God or thing that they believe in, and a lot of people have this, and now she does in her own way. Yep. So it's a good I don't know, it's a good theme, it's good for people to see both sides and not be so angry at the other. Don't go strapping bombs on you and throwing yourself at people and blowing up. What's wrong with you? Don't do that.
Chill the fuck out. Let everybody have everybody's allowed to have their own shit.
The world does not belong to you.
That's right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go
ahead, Dave.
Go ahead. No, I was going to close out my side. Jodie Foster has said that she's met a lot of people that this movie, like women that this movie has inspired to like, women to get into STEM, women to get into other stuff. I thought that was just a random cool thing that, throw in there. It's just that I guess this, like for the time, I guess this movie wasn't made earlier because audiences their brains couldn't grasp that there was a woman without kids or a husband. And that.
What? Really?
This movie was apparently in production hell for a while, but like, the fact that this came out so long ago and she's just like an independent, strong woman and she inspired people to get inspired women to get into like science and technology. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Like,
well, I was thinking that, a little bit too. Cause like she is this strong female lead. She's the head of this, huge science project, this huge discovery that could change the course of humanity. But there's this man opposing her in Drumlin.
Stealing her shit.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh, so, yeah. Like when she has to go and say, like, I don't believe in God, I need proof. And then they can say, I believe in God.
Right.
I believe in God, I believe in humans.
There's always this man, this other, figure, man, opposing her. So, but I think in the end, Drumlin gets we know his fate, but
Yeah, but McConaughey does the same thing. He has the ability to make one thing. He can say one thing and get her. I mean, he's doing it for love. He ultimately is doing it because he cares about her, and they have a connection. But still, it's just like, dude, like you keep interfering with her life. I mean, it saves her life, but she still was, trying to be the one to be picked in the competition to be sent to talk to the aliens. But
yeah,
Thank God for the creepy old man.
But yeah, no, good for her. And it's a good role. I still think it fails the Bechdel test. I don't think there's one scene where she talks to another female that's not about a man. She may have talked to
the lady in Congress or the president's helper lady,
Angela Bassett.
They had a very professional relationship.
Maybe. Okay. All right. So
but one thing that this again, I don't know if this relates to the Bechdel test, but always when there's a man and a woman, like Matthew McConaughey and Jodie Foster's character, when they first met, they kissed and they hopped right into bed with each other.
Oh yeah, quick,
dude. Why? They're laying in bed and she's just sitting there staring at him.
I know,
looking at his face. I'm like, dude, it is creepy, Ellie. Like, you cling much? Like,
well, also
staring right into his face for so long.
The thing that made her, I mean, whatever. Obviously, she has some issues because her parents died young. But the thing that made her like fall for Matthew McConaughey's character was something her dad said, because he quotes the same thing that her dad said, and at that moment she's like, oh, I gotta bang this dude because he said what my dad said. And so I was like, okay, that's a little...
No, I didn't really put that together, but yeah, that's a little kind of creepy.
But whatever. She obviously has some shit she was trying to figure out at that point during the movies, but it was just something that I noticed. Always, whenever there's a man and a woman together in a movie, they have to end up kissing or popping into bed together.
Hey.
But yeah, okay,
whatever. Overall,
all right.
I
liked it.
One last thing.
Yeah,
please.
Go for it.
I'm raising my hand, and this is not even movie related. Carl Sagan's Cosmos: A Personal Voyage is streaming for free on Apple TV. So
sweet, really?
Is that a series? A movie?
It's his series from 1980. That's like his
it's
Cosmos
really good.
series.
It's so charming.
But I thought I'd throw that out there if anyone here is listening, or if you guys even want to go. I'm probably going to watch it and fall asleep to his sweet, sweet, smooth talking 70s voice tonight. So
do you think we
can't
should
wait now that I'm kind of pumped to see that.
I think we should send this podcast out into space just to see if any intelligent life out there listens to it.
Hey, they get the internet. They can go to Nomads.
They get the internet. Yeah.
They can go play whatmadgame.com. They know
any
what's
aliens
going on
out there. Go to nomadsoffantasy.com. Get at us.
Who are these nomads?
Well,
right, that's all I got though.
Yep.
I'm good. I'm good. Wrap us up.
All right. Yeah, that was a good conversation. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll have a little trivia about space and aliens.
Yes.
Oh boy, that'll be fun.
I'm in.
All right.
Nanu.
All right, we are back to play a game I call
A game.
Space Camp
Yeah.
Orientation.
Oh, finally, we get to go.
Well, we're gonna see if you are ready to be
you qualify
shipped out
for
into
space
outer
camp?
space, yeah, or you might be stuck on ground, depending on how you guys answer. So you guys are on the same team,
Woo.
Oh,
like
okay.
you would be on a mission to
Nice.
outer space,
It's
right?
like double
All right.
there. If we win, we get to go to actual.
I have
space camp.
1, 2, 3, 4,
We get to
5,
go through a wormhole.
6, 7,
and
8.
Meet some aliens.
I have 8 questions. All you got to do to make it to outer space is to get more right than you get wrong.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Let's do it.
We're gonna go 5 and 3, so we get 3 wrong.
Yeah, what happens if we so we lose if we get only four
and
half
four.
right? Okay.
Yeah. All right, ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All right, first question for Space Camp is how many moons are in our solar system?
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
Is it 108
Oh, Jesus Christ.
or 181 moons?
I didn't know it was that many.
Well, we know like Jupiter's got a pile of them.
Jupiter's got a
Saturn's-
lot, but I didn't
Yeah.
think it was that many. I thought
That's
it was
why I
like
was thinking-
I thought it was
like-
like 10 or something.
So I think 181 is like crazy high.
What was the other one?
108.
something?
108?
Because
181.
I mean,
181.
Neptune's probably got a couple. Saturn and Jupiter. got a
I was
bunch.
thinking like obviously we have one. I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking Jupiter had like 10. I'm trying to think of the space
I don't know
song
about
that
Mars has got a handle. I mean, there's my very educated mother just served us 9 pizza pies. Is that what you're
Pizza
thinking?
pies.
No, I'm thinking of I
Pizzas,
don't know.
pizza
There's,
pies,
there's
whatever.
some Pink Fong song that my son used to listen to about the planets, and it told me how many moons Jupiter had. But
Oh, wow.
It was a lot of them.
That's why I'm leaning towards
all right,
108.
108. Let's do it. Yeah,
I think.
let's go with 108.
Oh, it is 181.
181. So you're gonna name them all?
Nope.
181.
All right, so
That is a
hold
bit-
on,
That's a bit
smarty
much.
pants. Yeah, this is the. I forgot to mention this is the space category. Aliens will be next.
Okay,
right,
Jupiter has 90
hey,
between.
get
80,
out of there.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Get
am
out
I-
of there.
Okay,
Get out of there.
Sorry.
Get out of there.
I didn't
What
know
did
that
you-
was related. I didn't know there was another moon question happening.
You know you're not allowed to look at your phone.
I was just curious how many
What did,
moons
wait, what did you
Jupiter
just?
had.
What did you just learn?
Disqualified.
I learned how the approximate number of moons Jupiter had
Which was?
between 80 and 95.
Yes, you're right. Okay, that was. Hold on, that was one of mine.
We're down to 7 questions. Damn it.
I'm sorry,
No, hold on.
I ruined it.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I was just curious. That
We're
was
gonna.
all.
We're gonna. No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it on the fly here.
Fuck it, we'll
right.
do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. We're gonna do Saturn. How many?
Okay. all
Because
right.
there's so many. How many moons does Saturn have?
Okay.
Or Saturn's got the rings. Like, I wouldn't think they would
All right.
have a lot of moons.
Is it 92
Ooh.
or 146?
I'm gonna
Wait,
say,
whoa.
based on the
Saturn?
knowledge that I just learned
Saturn?
about Jupiter,
Is it 92?
I'm gonna say 92.
146.
It's got to be 92 because, yeah.
Based on what I just learned about Jupiter, means it has to be 92.
Saturn has 146 moons in its orbit.
That doesn't make any sense.
Then how are there only
I-
181 in
I
the,
don't know.
in the solar system?
This is on NASA's website.
NASA.
That's bull.
Read that.
I'm calling bullshit.
As of June 8th, 2023.
Then okay, so if Saturn has 146 and Jupiter has between
Yeah.
80 and 95,
How
how
many-
does
how many
181 add up in our solar
That-
system? That math doesn't
Nonsense.
check out.
Well, now I gotta check that stat.
Recount.
Well, now there. Okay. Oh my goodness, there might be up to 752
What?
Moons in our solar system?
moons. So there's
Holy
200,
shit.
290 of the traditional moons, and then small body moons that are
Oh.
like asteroids, Kuiper Belt, and so forth in that area. They have moons. Apparently, they have 462. Added together, 752.
What?
All right.
That's insane.
Hold on a second though. But then I see like something, I don't know, 181. I see. So that number's all over the place. All right, so hold on a second. You guys are
That's
doing
just
all
getting
right.
you
So we
excited.
just got washed here. Hold on a second. So I think it's you guys.
I think it's 1 and 1. We got one, we lost one.
Is that are we
Right.
good with that? I feel like I
Yeah,
was,
that's
but I
fine.
gave you wrong information.
Whatever.
Should we just scrap those and do
Now it's best of 6.
the best of
All right,
six? Yeah.
we're back. We're best of 6. All right. Well, Chautauqua County. Okay, all
Ooh.
right.
Should have done
How
Jeopardy.
old is the universe?
Oh, good
Universe. What?
question. Okay. What are my options?
right. Your options are 13.8 billion or 18.2 billion years.
It's a lot. It's a lot of billions.
I think 13 billion sounds right. I feel like I've heard 13.
It's a lot of
before.
billions, but that's how long has Earth been around? Earth's been around for a couple bills.
Has it been, or has it been Mill? Bill or Mill? I don't know. I don't know the
think it's
bills.
been a
Earth is definitely billions of years old.
I don't.
But yeah, because it was.
I
I
honestly
mean,
don't know.
you're talking about the time for the planet to cool down, the time for
Yeah.
to form its crust and
Million.
make dirty, hairless apes.
Well,
like
I'm not
us
going to look
talk on the
anything up
internet.
because now
Yeah. All right.
I kind of think it's older.
you
I
want
wanna
to
go
lean
18.
towards 18. All right, let's lean towards 18.
Sure, 18.
It's 13.8. Eric was right.
Let's do it.
13.8 sounds good, huh?
13 sounded right for some reason.
Not too old, not too young. That's a lot of billions, though.
Man, we're not going to space camp at this rate.
Which Apollo mission was the last where people landed on the moon? I will not be giving the answer to this because I can't just give it.
How many
it's gonna be
Apollos are
nothing
there?
I would just say
So you know what? You know there's a movie.
Apollo
they
13 they
didn't-
didn't land on the moon. So Apollo
Correct.
11 is my guess.
11.
Mm-hmm.
I think how many
That's-
times did we land on the moon?
A few. Definitely a bunch.
I honestly
Not-
don't know how
not
many
once.
Apollo missions there are. Apollo 11 I think is the Neil Armstrong one. So
All right,
that's what I would say.
I'm with you.
But
there.
what was the last mission where we sent people to the moon since then?
Apollo one?
Like,
Yeah, if 11 was the first time we did it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what Apollo how many
13.
there are. So I don't know.
13.
13, 14, the going.
Yeah, but is there though? I don't
is there an
know.
Apollo 36? Like,
Yeah, I don't
where
know
does
how
it
many
stop?
there are. Apollo 15. I don't know.
Well, if 13 is the Tom Hanks movie, right?
Yeah, 13 is the Tom Hanks one. They
And they
didn't
just-
land on the moon.
they just whipped
slingshot
around it?
around it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'll help you out. I'll see how many there were.
It's gonna be like 20 something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh man, there's a bunch.
Yeah, there's a lot. Uh.
14. 14 in total from 1961 to 1972.
Let's go 12 then. If 13 we know they didn't, and 14
They might have on 14 though. I don't
they
know.
might have 14, yeah. Like
There are 14 missions.
12 or
So
14, I think.
It's probably
are too.
12 or 14. But my thing is like, did we land on the moon after Apollo 11? I
I
don't
thought you were
know.
gonna say, did we land on the moon at all? I was about to read this
Did
monitor
we
and
land
slap
on
you.
the? Did we actually land on the moon at all?
Well, that's a whole other episode, brother.
Holy shit! That you can wear your tinfoil hat too, Brandon.
I honestly, because
Yeah,
I think
Yes,
it's
we went to the
14
fucking
now,
moon.
kind of, because
I honestly don't know if like has the Apollo missions, the United States landed on the moon more than once.
yeah, they got to put like
Yes.
sensors,
Yes,
and
they
other
did.
shit up there, like sensors and reflectors and.
Okay.
Well, the
so-
first time we went, we weren't going golfing and driving around on rovers. First time we went, took a step, planted a flag, and we got the fuck out of there.
I say, yeah, I think 14.
Second time we went, did stuff. Each
I
time
thought they
went,
did bring golf clubs the first time.
Not the first. I don't think that was the first one. No, not the first time.
They're not that gallivanting around the.
What do you
moon.
mean?
Hey,
Neil Armstrong
hey,
was an
fuckers,
avid
look at us.
golfer.
I think 14 is probably right. I don't know, because they have.
Do you think after Apollo 13?
One more. Let's give it one more try.
Right.
I don't remember what happened in Apollo 13. Why were they supposed to land on the moon?
Yes, it was like a catastrophic failure, and they had to abort the mission and find some way back to Earth.
So they must have gone back again and been like, all right, let's try this shit again. This time we'll bring our golf clubs.
So it looks like not all Apollo missions landed, though.
Yeah. Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
There's 6 of them that did it, though.
There's 6 of them? What? Doesn't make any sense. If you're telling me there's 14...
Space information is all over the place, but like I'm reading
you're telling
this
me
and it says...
Apollo 11's the first time they landed on the moon, and you're telling me they landed 6 times, but there's only 14 missions. That makes no sense.
Hey, it's science.
But
I'm reading the Apollo program, and it says there were 14 missions total during the Apollo program.
Maybe they just landed and dropped off the cooler at Coors Light. And
6 out of those 14 humans walked on the moon.
I say 14's got to be it. Let's get past this question.
I just want to know. I want to know the facts.
I know we're doing a little this is a little education here, right? Oh shit! I don't know. I'm reading about the Apollo mission right now, and it says, "Listen to this, dude. This is interesting shit." Apollo ran from 1961 to 1972 with the first crewed flight in 1968. It encountered a major setback in 1967 when an Apollo 1 cabin fire killed the entire crew during a pre-launch test.
Shit.
Jeez.
Space is dangerous.
Budget cuts forced the cancellation of 3 of these. 5 of the remaining 6 missions achieved successful landings, but the Apollo 13 landing was prevented by an oxygen tank explosion in the transit to the moon.
So 14 then. Just go with 14.
All right. Well, the answer was 17. Apollo 17.
You just said there was 14 missions.
I don't know what the numbers must not go in order. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, go in order.
I don't think there's Apollo. I don't think there's an Apollo 8 though. Maybe
how
I
are we supposed to know that?
I don't know any of this. I just thought I would look up these things.
That is a win for us.
All right,
I can't with the
We're back to best of 4 now.
Apollo 1, Apollo 4, Apollo 5, 6, 7, 8,
That's
9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. But they skipped
That's
one.
more than 14.
Yeah, we got that. We got this one right.
So unless it was the successful,
there's no 2 and 3. I'm on Wikipedia.
Are those the ones that blew up or something?
Or ones that was delayed were budget cuts or whatever, like you just said, probably.
Well,
I don't know. All right.
So Apollo 17 is the answer. And we got it wrong.
Let's cut through the bullshit here. All right. Can you name me 3 moons in our solar system? Can you name that are not Earth's moon?
Not the moon?
Yeah.
Not the moon.
Do we only have 3 guesses, or can we just start rambling them off?
I just want to see if you can come up with 3 names.
I only know like 1. Titan is 1. That's one of Jupiter's moons.
It's a good one. Jupiter's got all the moons that we know. Come on. 2 other ones that are popular.
I know more, yeah. I know more of them, but I can't think of them.
Pluto's got a moon.
Pluto's definitely a planet, too.
Don't think Pluto has 2 moons.
Oh, shit, no.
Well, it is a planet.
We should know this, because there's...
They have to be
so many moons named after Greek mythology. That's what I was going to say. So, like, Isis is probably a moon.
I guess I didn't think about this, where you could just throw out like Greek names or something like that.
Pick a moon, bro. There's probably a moon called Titan, Isis. How about
Hades?
Probably like Pericles or Icarus or.
Sure, some of these are right.
Yeah, I bet you some of them are. You got your wiki up there? You got your moon list?
Apparently there's like 792 moons or something like that.
I think we got
this quiz.
I think we got this one too.
Hold on. No, I want to hear 3. You gave me Titan. Give me 2 more that you can definitively name.
I honestly think
right.
Hades is 1. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that's right. But I can't.
Also a good game.
Hades is a big game. Hades 2 is coming out. Oh my god. I forgot about that.
When is that? Is that this year or next year?
I don't even know. I don't know if they announced a release date, but I'm
Pluto
excited.
has 5 moons.
33 Immortals is what we got to look forward
yeah.
to. That'll be fun. Multiplayer.
Yeah.
Hades.
Pluto has 5 moons. That's
Is
crazy.
one of them named Hades?
Is Hades a moon
No.
or not?
I don't see a moon
Is
called.
Hades a moon? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, so we're wrong already.
But you can guess.
The Hades moon is a term used in astrology to describe the placement of a moon in the natal chart that is aspected by Pluto. Or
I don't
sign
have any other
Scorpio.
guesses. Let's stop dragging this out.
How about Isis?
No,
Yep.
I couldn't. That's not a moon.
No.
Titan's
she's
the
a
only
moon.
one I know.
I thought you would know. Io.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Io's the one that's got all the active volcanoes and stuff, and then Europa, because that's the one where they have all the ice and shit, like the fire and the ice.
I mean, now that
moons,
you're
like-
saying them, yes, I've heard of them before.
and the
but
Titan with the
couldn't
biggest.
come up with those off
whatever
the top of
they
my
made.
head.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
Study my
All right.
Astrology. I'm gonna watch.
We're
We're
not
done
going
with
to
space.
camp.
Hold on. You can redeem yourselves. You get alien questions.
All right.
All right.
I'm in.
All right, here we go. Let's go.
What U.S. president once reported seeing a UFO? Was it John F. Kennedy, Jimmy Carter, or George W. Bush?
Oh.
Um,
Bush sounds like he would.
I was just gonna say the exact same things. So it's definitely something that he would.
What's
say.
that? Is that an enemy or is that a UFO?
Because Kennedy,
that was
I
pretty
think it'd be
good.
a bigger.
I don't know.
I could see it happening during Kennedy's time, but I think it would be a bigger thing if he did say that he saw it. Jimmy Carter,
I feel
think
I don't
so.
know.
I think,
Bush
I,
just
I like Bush.
yeah. Go with Bush.
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy
January
Oh,
1969 in the skies near Leary in southwestern Georgia.
We are swinging and missing on
Damn.
all these.
Yep. In which year was the UFO first used?
The term?
Yeah, I wrote that down. But when did the term UFO first get used? Was it 1943, 1953, 1958?
What were the options?
43, 53, 58.
When was Roswell? That was 50s, right?
Yes, I believe so. I would say
53.
it's probably before then, though.
Yeah, you think so? Roswell
think-
might have been late
I think
50s.
43, because, I mean, we got... When was World War II start? 42?
Yeah.
I think that, aliens, there are a weird anomaly between UFO sightings and military conflicts. It does happen fairly often. So
What was the 41?
43.
Brandon? What was the first option?
43, 53, 58.
43 just seems too early. But maybe. I don't know. It's better.
Oh, we've
better.
been wrong the entire time. We're definitely
Yeah.
not going to fucking space.
All right,
camp.
so don't go with what you think it is. Go with something else. It's not 43.
I said 53 as if that was the other option.
53? 53 is correct. Good job, Eric.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, because here's the last question. Are you ready? Which year did the Roswell incident happen in New Mexico? Was it 1947, 1957, or 1960?
I think it was the 50s. I want to say 57.
1947,
47 sounds too early.
57,
57 sounds right.
1960.
Sure, 57. Because I figure, if it's in the news and people are talking about it, that's probably what they coined the phrase shortly after. I would assume.
Happened in 1947.
No,
Seriously? Oh my gosh.
before.
I thought it was 50s for sure.
So what were they describing? They weren't saying UFO right away. They didn't
Well,
use UFO for
It wasn't
60 years.
it wasn't a UFO. It was a crashed FO. or
Yeah.
an unidentified crashed
my-
object.
My note says that the U.S. Air Force is who coined the term UFO in 1953. 6 years after.
Maybe they just
UFO,
didn't. Maybe they just didn't
residency.
have a term for it at that point.
Right. Yeah. So
Interesting.
it doesn't sound like you guys are going to space camp.
No,
At least
that's
you're not
definitely
being shot out of
not.
space.
That was
We're going on
brutal.
any missions with aliens.
That
and
was
stuff like
really
that was pretty rough. We never know with these games. All right, well, we can get out of here.
Yeah.
Send us home, Eric.
Let's wrap us up. If you want to follow us at Nomads of Fantasy, Twitter and Instagram, you can follow us there at Nomads of Fantasy. You can join our Discord, the nomadsofantasy.com/discord if you want.
Yeah, it's casual. Our Discord's super casual. Like,
yeah,
people are in.
Hop in there.
and out.
Chill, pop in.
We're talking about gaming. We're talking about movies. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. We got our, What Map Game, whatmapgame.com. You can post your results in there for your guesses. What else? We're talking about Marvel Snap in there sometimes.
New Ghostbusters movie.
All kinds of
Fuck
stuff. Yeah, it's fun. Fun time in there. Cool people in there too.
And memes. We like memes. So if you find any good ones,
Oh yeah,
give us
definitely.
a for 'em.
Can check out our merch too. Go to nomadsfantasy.com. There's a merch link there. Just check that out. Got mugs, t-shirts, all the normal stuff. Yeah. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Seismic Cinema in our Twitch chat. They messaged us and said, "Evening lads, hope you're doing well. Just popped in to say you all have haunting Joker laughs."
Oh boy, yeah.
That was
That's
good.
pretty good. That was a fun
Dave.
episode. I like that one.
Dave has his Joker laugh perfected over there.
I'm working on it.
It was good. But all right, yeah, it was fun. I think I covered everything. That's all I got. So I don't know. You guys have anything else?
Hang
We're
loose,
doing-
bros.
Yeah, Dave's gonna be out next
Watch
week. So
Journey
it might
to the
just
West. That's what's up next in the calendar.
I'll follow us. Watch some Journey to the West. I don't know. That's all I got. Sure. I don't know why I'm hanging so long on this ending.
Just give them the line. Just give them the line. That's what they came for.
Yeah, as always, safe travels, nomads.
When I die and I lay me to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best. When I lay me down to die, going up to the spirit in the sky, going up to the spirit in the sky. That's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and I lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the best.
Buy the telescope nicely done. Now all we really need is the money.
A nice presentation, Doctor. But while our foundation arm does have a mandate to support experimental programs, we must confess that your proposal seems less like science and more like science fiction.
Science fiction. You're right. It's crazy. In fact, it's even worse than that. Nuts. Want to hear something really nutty? I heard of a couple guys that want to build something called an airplane. You know, you get people to go in it and they fly around like birds. It's ridiculous, right? Or what about breaking the sound barrier, or rockets to the moon, or atomic energy, or a mission to Mars? Science fiction, right? Look, all I'm asking is for you to just have the tiniest bit of vision, to step back for 1 minute and look at the big picture, to take a chance on something that just might end up being the most profoundly impactful moment for humanity, for the history of history. I'm sorry, I just spent the last 13 months coming into rooms like this and talking to people like you, and the truth is you're my last chance, so I'm sorry I wasted your time.
Doctor. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have your money.